Welcome to the LL podcast. Wondering what the full form of LL is? Sorry, we can't tell you that. But for now, just imagine that it is the podcast whose full form you will never know. I have with me Neeraj, Dhaval, and Dharam. We're four guys across four different time zones, brought together by one thing: our love for cricket. And as 90s kids, we all have that one thing in common: we grew up with Sachin Tendulkar, right? It is something, if you think about the 90s, if India had a name on the world stage, in whatever capacity, we had a Vishwanathan Anand, right, who was a global champion. And the only other guy who we had at that point of time, hockey was in decline by then, was Sachin Tendulkar. We ascribed a lot of self worth as a country to Sachin's greatness and what he did on the field. But forget all of that. For us as kids growing up, the Indian batting was one Sachin Tendulkar and 10 number 11s. That's how we looked at it. Sachin out, so TV band or TV broken, depending on where you live. So with that, I'm just gonna just get the guys in. Guys, so let's have our first Sachin memory or best Sachin memory, right? Something that you remember even to this day. So what is that?
The most epic one, right? Because I feel I relate cricket to life, and one of the biggest tragedies Sachin went through was losing his father when 1999 World Cup, where he had
1991.
to fly
Yes.
back
Yeah.
for his father's demise, and then coming and playing back for a game against Kenya, and scoring a century. I think that was the epitome of how passionate you are about the game and performing at the highest level despite one of the biggest losses you can ever imagine in personal life, right? So um, even at that point in time, I was in my teens and I was thinking, कि क्या mentality रहेगा, right? Losing your father, who he was so close to, and getting over the fact, getting onto a flight and scoring a century. I'm sure it was a good distraction as well, but still, right? Yeah, I mean, you can't get over the fact that he was reeling from a personal loss that big. So I think that memory stayed with me and will continue to stay with me.
Strange coincidence, but one of India's other great batsmen, right, Virat, had a similar story.
Correct.
He was batting in a domestic game. His father passed away, and he went back and played the next day. So there are a few of those stories, but we'll stay on to Sachin, right? Taram, why don't you go in next? One Sachin memory that just even years later, maybe a decade and a half later, continues to stay with you. So, Pape, why don't you tell us the most epic Sachin memory, right? That it's been a long time, but I'm sure you have a few.
यस तो सबसे पहले तो क्रिकेट इन माय एरिया इज लाइक रिलीजन. इंडिया खेलेगा, इंडिया जीतेगा तो फटाके फूटेंगे. सिमिलर टू सचिन. सचिन आउट हुआ, टीवी बंद.
और इंडिया हारेगा तो टीवी फूटेंगे.
इंडिया फूटेंगे फूटेंगे मतलब गालियाँ गंदी गंदी गालियाँ चलवेंगी. तो बेसिकली everything was about Sachin in my area too. वो आउट हुआ तो people will come out and say मत देख हार गया. But so that is the importance of Sachin in and around my cricket. But in terms of memory of his innings was the 2003 World Cup when he was playing against Pakistan, where he scored an incredible 98 of 75 balls, chasing 273 shad. So the way Sehwag and Sachin started, they just hammered Waqar, Wasim, and Shoaib. और उसी में से एक किस्सा निकला था, तुम लोग को शायद पता होगा. सहवाग को कुछ शोएब ने बोला था कि क्या शॉर्ट बॉल
सिक्स मार के दिखा ना, हुक मार के दिखा.
तो शोएब शायद सहवाग ने बोला था तेरा बाप खड़ा है उसको बोल नॉन स्ट्राइक पे. एंड द फनी थिंग इज कि पहले सचिन सिक्स मारा कवर के ऊपर से उसको, और फिर सहवाग मारा. Amazing. But Sachin was also very lucky in that innings. If you remember, he was dropped 5 times by 5 different players.
I don't remember if he was dropped 5 times, but that's Pakistan. That's their specialty, right? Dropping catches. Or at least that team wasn't so bad, but yes.
Yeah, but he was, I think, dropped 5 times or maybe 4, I don't know. But And the most important thing was that he was cramping throughout. I think after he reached his
Correct.
50, 70, he was
Correct.
cramping. Cramps mein khela. He called in Sehwag as a runner.
As his
And
runner,
I
yeah.
think eventually he got out to a short ball, obviously a
Off Shoaib
from
Akhtar. Off Shoaib
Shoaib
Akhtar.
Akhtar. He
Yeah,
took his eyes
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, but the damage was already done. I think when he got out, we needed 30 or 40 something.
We all know the might of Sachin, and I know I'm gonna get into trouble for doing this, but the mighty the man is. My one memory in particular was, and then this is very early in the days. Is his one definitely the inning in Sharjah, where he literally took the Aussies apart. He literally came into the stage and said, "Okay, this is my ground. This is my day. Come what may, we're going to win." And he lived up to that hype throughout the inning. I think he scored some 130 plus. And then again, Aussies being that side, the War brothers, Shane Warne, I think Kasparovich, Fleming, a real good bowling lineup, and this guy just absolutely took them apart. That's one great memory of mine. But then, the funny memory of this is, I think, watching one of the man of the matches, the early stages. I mean, me growing up, my early stages, and I see this guy in the microphone saying, "Yeah, something like that," and then I know people are going to hate me for doing this, but then the might of Sachin, and this is what I remember.
That's pretty good, guys. What is, like, we've discussed Sachin, and we've discussed what actually brought a smile onto our faces when we watched him play. But I'm sure we have not so great cricketing memories as well, right? Neeraj has a bittersweet one wherein his boss caught him on national television. But, but I would want to start with Pape on this one. Any bittersweet memory, Pape, playing cricket? Something that was painful, maybe. Now you can smile about it, but maybe then you did.
Bitter, hard, and painful on the wrong spot. So we were playing this one day game in New Zealand,
I like
and
how with that memory your voice has just been taken down by a few notches. That's how painful it
लगातार
was it?
Still hurts.
It's emotional,
It
dude.
still hurts.
yeah.
Yeah, tell us
So
about it.
a fairly medium pace ball, इतना fast नहीं था वो. But he hit the right spot, both on the pitch and on me.
Oh, so he's
So
probably the only guy who found the spot.
yeah.
But on another guy.
So
Where is this
That's
going?
the
Edit.
तो
sorry,
उसका
Pape, go
बॉल
on.
हाँ तो उसका बॉल मेरे गार्ड पे लगा एंड देन
किस पे लगा?
गार्ड आगे का पड्डोल आगे
Look
का
at how,
पड्डोल
how Dharam goes, guard पे लगा रहे guard.
एंड द नेक्स्ट थिंग आई नो इज के मेरा स्किन दुखने लग गया नीचे का तो मैं बोला क्या हो गया भाई गार्ड का इतना पेन नहीं हुआ गार्ड पे लगने का लेकिन वो स्किन दुखने लगा तो आई हैड टू ऑब्वियसली टेल द एम्पायर दैट आई एम इन अ रियली अनकंफर्टेबल पोजीशन 10 मिनट जाने दे उसने रेस्ट रूम जाने दिया और बाद में पता चला कि गार्ड में क्रैक हो गया और नीचे का स्किन अटक गया गार्ड में आई मीन गोटी का स्किन
So,
अटक
I,
गया
so
गार्ड में
I think Goti Kas Gaya will be the title of this first podcast. Uh, so essentially, for viewers, if we were to sanitize that, what he means is कि lift के दरवाजे बंद हो रहे थे and धर्म का हाथ बीच में आ गया. Is what he said. But the
Funny-
दरवाजे were the guards.
फनी इनफ के एम्पायर जो था वो इंडियन था तो उसको मैं बोल पाया कि भाई ऐसा ऐसा हो गया जाने
Now think about if it was a Caucasian or Australian explaining that in English.
That would be fun. Now I'm actually thinking, how do you explain that to an Aussie?
We need to bring in the Aussie man reviews.
Yeah. No, we need to bring in the faux Aussie man, the pseudo, Mr. Dhaval. Why don't you tell us how Pape would have explained Goti Fas Gaya to an Australian?
I mean, this is a tough one. I don't know, Pape probably would have flashed it.
Yeah, I'm sure a few people will have a few things to say about that.
Hey, well, let's be inclusive. People have all kinds of fetishes, so let them imagine shit.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was good. Any memory for you, Dhawal? Any painful memory?
I think a
Being
very,
chased
very
by
painful
dogs or
memory.
something?
Yeah, very, very painful memory. Still can't get over that. I think this is when I just very recently got the opportunity to play a proper form of cricket in Manila in a tournament, and this is a 50 over tournament. And I am the newest guy in the team, and we so I was representing Nomads Cricket, which is known to be the founding body, the founding team, so to say, that's keeping the legacy alive. And I fortunately got a chance to play with them, and I played them with them through that season. And we were playing a crucial game. We were playing a game against a team called as Park Tigers, which is an all Pakistan team, which anyways meant that there is that friendly rivalry there. And I had the opportunity to bowl the last over, and I had to, basically 8 runs to win for the opposition, and I was defending 8 runs in that over. And youngest guy in the team getting that opportunity for me, it was a matter of pride. At the same time, I was like shit scared because however chilled I was until then, the very fact that they called me on to bowl the last over, I was shit scared. I started off really well. The first four deliveries, I just ended up giving 2 runs, and I got a wicket. I got a wicket off the first ball actually, and I was all charged up. Until it came to a point wherein the last ball, I think they had some, 5 runs or to win. And I was like, 5 runs. I mean, I can't be that bad. I can't be giving away a six, right? And little did I know, I tried, doing the worst thing ever, which is bowling a slower one to a tail ender. And apparently that guy connected and it went for a six and we lost.
oh,
You know,
damn.
Dhawal, what we call this? This is the ghost of Javed Miadan. He
Right.
hit that for a last
Yeah.
ball six, and it's not stopped.
Oh
It's
my
not
God.
stopped.
So
This is not stopped.
this is so recent, as if it just happened yesterday. I can still imagine me in the middle of the pitch with my hands on my head, and I can see the oppositions running on, all charged up, running towards me. Oh my God, it was terrible.
Did
तो
you? Did
देख
you? Was there an Andrew Flintoff in that their team who came and who probably gave you a hug and said, "It's
कोई
okay,
बात नहीं
you
बेटा,
deserve to
कोई
lose.
बात
You
नहीं
were
बेटा.
horrible."
No,
नहीं
alternate to that, I had four very tall built guys, straight in my face, yelling on top of their voices.
नहीं
how many
फनी होता
nights?
था अगर
Go
फनी
on, Taro.
फनी होता था अगर 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 वो लोग आके धवल को उठाते थे ऑपोजिट टीम वाले
Neeraj, do you have like a painful memory like a
Yeah, yeah, and funnily enough, the initials MCC resonate with me as well. So while I was playing for the University of Manchester, right?
But
So
you said MC resonates with you, MCBC or MCC?
no, no,
Because both kind
MCC.
of resonate with us.
MCBC तो वैसे भी resonate करता है, but MCC resonate करता है because we had invited Marylebone Cricket Club, which is a part of the Lord's
Yeah.
elite cricket club, to play a
Did
match
you did,
against
did you
us.
offer them some tea?
We did. It was a gentleman's game, so yeah, I mean, सुना था cricket is a gentleman's game, right? But because Marylebone Cricket Club was coming to play to Manchester, we all had to put on suits and ties. And मैं लेके नहीं गया था यार इधर से तो I'm like scampering like please सूट दे दो मेरे को cricket game खेलने को जाने का है and my friends were like why do you need a suit to go play a bloody cricket game. It's a gentleman's game, so we were hosting Marylebone Cricket Club, so it was fun. So we went to the suit and ties, and the weather was overcast. I think we were playing in July, August in Manchester. Our temperature was about close to 10 to 12 degrees. So super cold. Wasn't raining, but it was cold. And thankfully, I bought a sweater for myself. I checked the weather forecast. So while I was bowling my quota of 10 overs, I was I'd finished my 8 overs and I was on mid off, and one of the fast bowlers, who was the fast bowler? Can't remember. One of our team members was bowling, and nice loopy medium pace bowler, over pitched ball was spanked towards me. And you can imagine Thunder, 10-12 degrees Celsius. I'm thinking हाथ डालूं नहीं डालूं, हाथ नहीं डालूंगा तो वाट लगने वाला है. I have to put my hands, right? So of course I put my hand because I was scared, and of course it didn't hit my palms, it hit my fingers. And I remember my index finger going blue and purple because of course ball pakda nahi tha barabar. And that was so painful and slightly embarrassing as well, right? Because you're a part of the team, you should know how to feel the ball. But you growing up in Mumbai, hot and humid climate, you never imagine कि 10-12 degree में भी खेलने को होगा. And a ball which was hit so hard where you're trying to like छोड़ू पकड़ू क्या करूँ. And of course you can't get away with it because we had the system that whatever mistakes you made, we were penalized, 1 pound mistake. And it was fun bonding time with the team as well. So it's like, if I don't do this, I'm sure after the match, maybe le yellow. So that was the most painful memory, and I had to bat with that as well. Of course, I couldn't bat with a swollen finger, but yeah, but it was fun. We ended up winning the match, not because of me, but my amazing teammates at the University of Manchester. So it was fun.
Nice. But
Yeah.
I
How
love
about, how
all
about you?
No, not really. None of my painful memories are fun. But I think I'll share one. I kind of my spirit cricketer. People have spirit animals. I have a spirit cricketer is Zahir Khan, because just
Okay.
like Zahir Khan and two of you were in that game. I once bowled so many wides in my first over that my teammates started clapping every legitimate delivery. So that's my painful cricket
ये
memory.
कब था? Was I a part of that game?
Oh
No,
my
no. This
God.
was Dhaval and Dharam both were there.
It was a
And
pleasant part. Actually, it's your painful story, but it also relates to us. So हमारा painful story भी है.
Exactly. It was such a painful story for us.
I don't have a story that says goti fas gaya, but like a lot of hits there, right? And I don't know. I don't know if there's any science to this, right? But at least when we used to play gully cricket and get hit in the nuts, you know what you used to do? Like they would make you lie down and they would
Yeah,
put pressure on your bum,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like that's gonna. I don't know. Like I said, I do not know right now if it
yeah,
made if it had any scientific
yeah,
value or not.
yeah,
But we kind of did that, yeah.
yeah. I had
Because
a funny one happen to me when I got hit in the nuts. The opposition was trying to sledge me. It's like मुंह खोल बाहर निकला क्या? And I was like, dude, that's like I ended up laughing on it rather than getting
oh,
offended on it.
now I know where the phrase "gote muh mein hai" comes from. Even before this podcast is seen by a single person, we will be taken down for violation of community guidelines. Saying in one podcast, you can't have so much shit. This has been good. Thank you so much, guys, to whoever that's watching. We've had fun. This is Adios from Ishan, Neeraj, Dharam, and Dhawal. See you soon on the LL podcast.